Now, I'm not a real big Cardi B fan, but one thing I can respect is when somebody got grind and hustle in them, man. And what I've been seeing from her lately, that's it. Not only does she got that grind and that hustle spirit, man, she got a lot of resilience. A lot of resilience. I will say that. And so in this video, we're going to react to a clip of Elliott Wilson, DJ Hed, Jeremy Hed talking about Cardi, what she might do. I think he said something like 300,000 first week. I ain't too sure about that, but I do want to take this time in this video to go over this because I can respect what she's doing. She won't let the industry or even the negativity force her into the background. Like when there's obstacles put in front of her, honestly, seemingly on purpose, she doesn't just lay down, man, and go away. You know what I mean? And I can respect that. So let's get right into this clip.
We'll figure it out.
You were talking about Cardi B.
You know what Cardi's doing. Cardi's out there working her ass off trying to sell you an album.
You said she's just bundling. She was out there selling real hard copies, CDs in the streets. Look at her.
Oh, God.
Guerrilla marketing.
$9.99. Here's my $50 right here. $20. $20. $9.99 for the little ones. Y'all get the little ones for $9.99. Whatever y'all be outside, we got the exclusive party.
It's funny she got the Bob Marley playing with the African quilted hat on, right? But listen, this right here, man, this is a person saying, like, I'm here and I ain't going nowhere. And they willing to put the work in. Like, ain't no obstacle, ain't nobody, ain't no opinion, nothing going to stop me from being successful. And that right there, I can respect. I really don't have nothing negative to say about that. Because how many artists, especially female artists, haven't gone through some of the things she has, even publicly, the ups and the downs, right? The vicissitudes of the music industry, of life, dealing with the situation with Offset, all of that. How many would just be like, look, I'm rich, I don't need this shit, whatever, right? But I think that she feels like she still has something to prove. You know what I mean? And it's hard to stop somebody when it comes to anything who has that attitude.
New album we selling right now. Look at it right here. We got the vinyls, we got the CDs, we got the core edition. We got the core edition, $9.99. $9.99. So which CD?
You know there's hella security around, right?
Security's crazy.
Yeah.
How many security details do you think she had? 20?
I mean, you see the truck behind her. I don't think anyone could have gotten within 5 feet. I don't know that anyone was able to buy a CD that day.
She really is on 125th Street in Harlem, right?
Shout out to Lauren LaRosa.
Shout out to Lauren. But yes, I do love her rollout right now. I think she's leaning in. She dropped like what 20 album covers that are alternatives. She said she needs new money for a new BBL, so buy her vinyls. You know, she's really leaning in.
Single mother free.
Yeah, exactly.
She doesn't want to go back to stripping.
Exactly. So she's kind of leaning in. I'm excited that you said that, like, the fans are saying now they want that 300K album. So
yeah, so now the hype is her fan of galvanizing that she needs to do 300K in the first week.
Come on, bro.
Gentlemen, is that possible?
No.
We predict,
bro. What?
What?
Who the fuck is doing that?
Let's see. Past it. Travis Scott, he has bundles. I'm sure he did 300K this year.
All right, bro.
Well, I'm just trying to look because
Cardi B ain't doing no 300K. With all due respect, with all due respect. So even Nicki Minaj, her biggest album was Pink Friday. That sold 375 first week. Woo, 375. Damn, I didn't even know that. And Pink Friday did 253. Let me see. Oh man, okay. Cardi B, Invasion of Privacy did 255 first week. So I mean, I don't think that she'll do 300. I think she'll hit 2, especially if she do bundles.
WAP is going to be on the album, right? That sold equivalent of 8 million, isn't it? Or is it? It's just up.
No, all the songs are on the album. WAPing Up.
WAPing Up.
Yeah.
So WAP sold, it's 8 times platinum.
Yep.
So you already have that's 8 million units. I don't know how they count it when it's just like a single that's put on an album. But Up was also, I think, a platinum.
Well, I don't
song.
think they don't count it as part of the. They don't count it as part of the first week. I don't think.
Do they not?
I don't think they do.
What was her?
They count it in the cumulative.
The first album.
Okay.
What was her sale the first album? I'm trying to pull it up. First week.
First week sales for Invasion of Privacy were 255,000.
Okay, 255.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be half that.
So far this year, the biggest selling album
right.
first week was Playboi Carti Music 298.
298. Okay. So
no one's cracked.
It wasn't a
300.
Travis though.
Travis 1 came in third. Jack Boys 2. Everyone's still playing that. Jack Boys 2 is out right now on your phones. DSP, Jack Boys 2. I know you guys are listening. 232,000.
Okay,
that
so
was
the biggest one was
top 5 is Playboi Carti Music 298. Party and Drake, Sexy Songs for You 246. Jack Boys 2 232. Tyler, Don't Tap the Glass 197, and Little Baby Wham.
So then why do we think that she's gonna do 300?
Because that's the bar. Cardi, they want her to do. Her fans want the Barty Gang.
Hey,
Barty
bro.
Gang. Can't she do it?
That day is over with.
But it does say
What do you
here
mean that day's over with?
pre-release single
Playboi Carti just did
streams.
close to it. 298.
Pre-release single streams and sales count towards an album's first week chart performance.
Okay, yeah, we don't know.
So I don't know exactly how that works, but I just imagine
between her
she's
CDs,
already sitting at
vinyls,
yeah.
and she's doing a meeting. She's doing old school meet and greets with her fans.
You want me to call and find out how that works?
Yeah, that ask about that one thing because I don't know. I remember there were times where like big singles.
Elliot Grain.
You know, if you think about it, I think Cardi B, I'm gonna give her credit for this, right? As far as being smart. She has been one of those artists who's kept herself in the public eye. So it would be hard for her to just fade away, whether it's her doing her lives, doing her rants, responding to things. I mean, she got some backlash for the concert thing she did during the presidential election. She got some backlash for that. She responded to that. I think right now, and it looked like her strategy, and if she is really, really smart, she probably took a page out of the Clips book, and I think it's something like a political campaign, right? Something like that. I'm not saying it's like that, but if you run an album rollout somewhat like that, right, where you engaging with the fans, you doing pop out things like she was doing on the street. Things like that. I mean, you're ingratiating yourself even more. You're making yourself even more likable, especially if maybe you had some, so let's just say some hiccups, right, along the way. And you make people forget about that shit. You know what I mean? You make people forget about that shit. I feel like there's like a hybrid of just some of the maybe traditional album rollout with maybe a blend of some like political campaigning going on here. And it wouldn't be a stretch because she's been involved in politics to an extent, right? To an extent. That's just my thoughts on that. Let me know what y'all think about that.
I'm gonna call Ray.
Yeah, Ray's our official streaming expert.
Is our consultant now?
But I'm interested to see because if that counts towards,
If it counts towards first week sales.
yeah, and how much?
My brother, we got another question
Ray
for you. If you
Daniels.
got time.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
You're on the bigger picture.
we talking about first
You
week
got to tell him
sales.
he's on the show. You got to make it clear that he's on the show.
I did tell him. He know.
I got you.
We talking about first week sales and how singles that were released prior to the album play into the first week sales or overall sales.
Yeah, if it plays into the overall sales of the project, they add the records to it. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if it affects first week sales. I just think it's overall sales.
Specifically because
add it.
we're talking about Cardi B's album and if she could do a 300K because of how successful WAP was and Up, like if those singles are added, does that add to a first week sale where
I don't think it adds to the first week sales. I think it adds to overall sales.
Exactly.
Sales, like I don't know if it adds the first week. I don't think they'll give somebody that because then that'll help them on the week. Like now she has a number one because of a record 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I just can't see Billboard doing it, but like that's my knowledge is that it doesn't count. It just goes towards it in the end.
And then how does the bundles play in the like? Because they pre-sale. Like, is there a cap on how far out you can pre-sell an album?
I think there is. I think there is. It's some months though.
Okay, so it's within.
But you can also add. You could put songs in it. So we could upload an album today and say it's this, and then a month from now upload a whole new project and it'll be the same thing. You know, a lot of people do that too. Where you just like you got to get the album out and put the artist on like. They not coming, put their album out 6 months from now, put it up for pre-sale. It's 13 songs. We know WAP is number 3. We know this song is number 7. But those other ones, they can feel that in the middle. So I don't think that it counts towards first week sale. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. But the bundles do because you're actually buying the price. You're buying something with the album. So if Elliot is selling T-shirts and every T-shirt, an album comes with it, that's how the bundles work. That's why they count because you're actually purchasing something and they throwing the album into it. Like when Jay-Z did that first week with Samsung, same concept.
Understood.
Because people still got an album.
Because people still got an album for it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good looking, bro.
That's right.
Okay. So yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
right,
also Cardi's using with these. She's doing these direct meet and greets, you know, which artists do, but she's doing it on a grand scale, and obviously she's super popular. So you're literally gonna have fans. Shout out to the people that hit me on the chat. There are people that are listening to music still on CD players.
Yeah.
Some
people said
there's a small group. I apologize to y'all.
And they import it into their computer. So
here's a question for y'all. And this is, you know, of course, if you're a fan or even a stan of one or the other, your opinion is probably going to be skewed. But who do you think is more likable, Cardi or Nicki? Right now, who's more likable in the public eye, Cardi or Nicki? Me personally, I think Cardi B is more likable. That's just my personal opinion. Not to say that I dislike Nicki Minaj either, but as of late, she been kind of rubbing people the wrong way. Yeah, I don't know if it'll, even with bundles, she'll hit 300K though. That might be stretching it. I think I'm with DJ Hed. She can probably do about half of that.
they can own the music. Yeah.
No CD players. None.
Yeah.
Nobody listening to CD players.
Yeah.
No, so there are, but I do think also if you're a fan of Cardi B, it's still to have a signed CD by Cardi B dedicated to the old school way. Yeah. I think it resonates, and that counts as a sale. So it's clever that I don't know if somebody of her stature has done that in this marketplace of that sort of direct thing, and she's using that and galvanizing her celebrity. So people are going to wait on long ass lines to have Cardi B sign a CD. They may never even crack the CD open and know where to play it, but they'll have a signed CD in their possession that Cardi B signed.
Bro, they still sell posters, signed autographed posters, in which like SZA did it for the GNX tour.
Yeah,
she physically autographed. Those aren't stamps.
Yeah,
the wrestlers all do it. I pay attention to stuff like that because obviously the wrestling world is huge, but they physically sign these
John
things.
Cena.
Ooh. Yeah.
And then you can't see the signature.
And there's a person just taking each one away as they sign them.
You can get wrist fatigue and shit.
So they just, and so the reason why I know that this is like a successful thing is also because the Glasses did it.
Yeah.
G Malone, he sold, I think the album, the project he did before this new one that he has, he did physicals. And it was just like, hey, you can get it on a physical, and I'm only doing physicals first. And then you get the digital later. It's kind of like what Nipsey did in Proud to Pay. Yeah.
So I think let's say some physical, she does like 100K-ish, right? She probably streams that. So she's already in the 200s. I think she has a shot for the 300.
If you do, how many physical?
Counting the physicals.
I'm going to.
They have to count. That's what I'm telling you. You have to count the physical.
Yeah. But I think it's smart for her because I think that Cardi's big. I mean, I think she's popular, obviously, but she's probably not the top tier streaming artist, right? She's competitive in the market, I'm sure, but it's like she's not necessarily top 5 or top 10 of the genre, I would think. So I think her playing the physical angle actually is very clever because it can get her 100K sales, more of that direct thing that gives her more of a shot to crack that, to be, you want to be Playboy Cardi, you want to have the highest selling album of the year.
I'll tell you what I respect at the very least, besides what I already said, is the thoughtfulness that she's putting into it. It's not just this lazy approach or just lazy reliance upon your star power. There's a lot of thoughtfulness going into it, and a lot of effort and some strategy, right? And some purpose. It's deliberate. So I think people can overlook that, man. I think especially said to say with some of these female rappers. I want to say rappers, not just artists, because I think it has to do more with some of the female rappers and maybe how they are perceived overall, besides their fans, right? Besides their fans, especially if they sexualize themselves in their music a lot. So, you know, you'll have people who think that that's all they're really about, and they forget that not only is this a person, but this is actually a very intelligent person. So I can appreciate the thoughtfulness and the purpose and deliberation of what she's doing and the work that she's on the ground. She's ground and pound, right? She's pounding the ground, making this thing work. So yeah.
One, you make more money doing the physical. Two, it's also a real sale. Back in like
CD counts. Yeah.
Go look up SoundScan, kids.
Yeah.
So it comes from that day, right? Yeah. It's actually a real physical sale as opposed to you needing 1 billion streams to get, platinum.
Well, she had 100K.
All right, I'm sorry to stop this again so fast, but and I don't know how all this works. So it would sound like artists, of course, get paid more for the physicals than they do from streaming. What we see going back to from artists, especially hip hop and rap artists, going back to pushing this physical aspect to increase their profits because of the way streaming's been going and because of the fact that they're actually not getting as much. Seems like that's kind of where people been moving. So if that happens, though, does the industry, I don't want to say retaliate, but do they counter that by trying to do something else? Because it seems like there's this like dog and cat and mouse game where the artists try to find a way to game the system, then the industry finds a way to get over on them again, and then you got to go back and forth. Like we got the bundle thing, right? So who knows, man? Who knows? But I do think artists should go back to whatever is going to increase their profit margins, and if that's pushing physicals and bundles and whatever, and then streaming is just streaming, especially since it could be manipulated. I think people are given less and less credence to it.
Pure album sales on her first album.
See, there you go. So
physicals.
She looked at that. Yeah, physicals. Exactly. So that's what she's planning to. But again, I think just the look of it, which is also clever with the multiple covers. I feel like, again, some people, like if you're an Alchemist fan or Alfredo too, you want the vinyl, right? Because it's a certain style of music.
Yeah.
But if you're a Cardi fan and you love Cardi and you love her fly looks, you want multiple CDs with different artworks and
sales.
You want, so it's smart that she's galvanizing. I wonder if it even causes even more of a resurgence in the CD market of people valuing CDs more because they see the way that Cardi Hughes, the CD, is selling. So maybe it's not the bundle. I take the bundle thing back. Travis is still the king of the bundle. Maybe Cardi B is the CD champion and she's helping to galvanize a resurgence of the CD has value, whether it's a collecting thing, like a physical thing, or, people playing CDs.
I know this is going to sound crazy to you, but like if you visit places, like I was in the Midwest recently, I was in the South recently, and when you jump into Ubers, people still got CD players in their car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people still can just pop a CD into their fucking car.
Yeah.
That's not really a thing in major metropolises like New York. Like everybody,
maybe they're being underserved in a sense too.
They are. That's what I'm telling you. There's a market for this.
They're watching shit on YouTube. To your point, they're not. There's a world where people aren't even on Apple, Spotify. No. They're watching shit on YouTube. And they're still listening to CDs.
I would argue that actually, no, the stat came out last year that YouTube is still the biggest DSP.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's still the biggest DSP.
Kids are raised on YouTube. Like we were raised on these television shows.
Shout out to our audience right now watching.
Where are they watching this now? That goddamn YouTube.
Unless you're listening on audio.
Then yes.
Shout
we
to
love our audio team as well.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Fans.
Like, comment, subscribe.
I didn't know there was this many versions though. Where's the prison one? I mean, the courtroom. Is that not a part of
it? It's there. Sold out.
So there's,
that's sold out.
So there might be like 1, 2, 3. So there might be like 7 versions of this album.
There's so many album covers. It's out of control.
Fire, bro.
Yeah,
she gotta tell Kanye with that. Like, does she even have an album cover? There's so many album covers. What is the real album cover?
Yeah. We don't even know.
Well, I think it's the initial one. Her with the red.
Yeah, that's the first one. That's probably going to be the main one.
But historically, this is different.
Yeah. Cardi B. CD.
Now,
Cardi B is CDs.
Jeremy, Google, look up how many streams it takes for it to equal, let's say, 50,000 hard copies.
Streams to hard copies?
How many streams does it take to equal 50,000 sales?
Oh, sales, you said.
Yeah.
1 trillion.
50,000 hard sales. is 75 million streams.
Damn.
This is beating the system, bro.
But yo, I thought he might have said a couple 100,000. Did he say 75 million?
Yeah.
1 trillion.
50,000 hard sales. Is 75 million streams.
That's all.
This is beating the system, bro.
Bro, they getting plizzy. Hey, yo, 75 million equals. Yeah. Look, whether it's Cardi, whether it's her team, kudos to her for having a team to direct her to do things this way. You would think that this would be the general path that many artists would take, especially if you're not like a superstar already, because the name of the game is making money, right? Increasing your profit margins. And this is how an artist can increase their, why the fuck am I going to keep giving my money to streaming? And when it takes 75 million, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Because she can do 50,000 hard copies.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And that automatically, it removes the need to have 75 million streams.
No, this again, unlike Drake, there was a clear strategy. People sat in the room, figured it out.
And think of the perception of this, okay? Think of the perception of someone being streamed 75 million times as opposed to someone selling 50,000 copies. In the general mind of the ignorant listener, let's just say ignorant. I don't mean that in a necessarily a denigrating way, but a person would see that and say 75 million, that must be good, right? But then they look at the 50, oh, Cardi only sold 50K CDs, and they might think, oh, that shit was bad. You know what I'm saying? That somebody say that's a flop, but not really. Not really. It's the exact opposite. She's actually doing better monetarily than she would have been if she was trying to get to 75 million streams. Right? Why do all that work to maybe get to 75 million or not? No, man. This is definitely changing my perception on all of this now, especially when you hear about some of these first week numbers, depending on if the artist sold physical copies. I think this might be one of the things that artists can do to take their power back from these labels, man, and these streaming platforms.
Strategize. We didn't know till you looked up now that she sold a heavy amount physical 2017. Yeah. She's saying I could do it now in this era in 2025.
Yeah, I would love to talk to Cardi, man.
I believe in her. Yeah, Cardi is incredible.
Hey, man, shit. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know if she'll do 300K. I ain't gonna say she can't, man. I mean, when you got a person like her who's working as hard as she's working, who seems to have a good team around her, and who are willing to think outside of the box and not just fall in line with what seems to be like I guess to this date, the traditional way of doing things, and trying to really going backward to grassroots, right? You can't put nothing past a person like that, especially somebody who got as much resilience as she got. Again, I'll say this, man. I'm not really a fan per se. I don't go out right as soon as Cardi drops something to cop it. But I can respect the hustle when I see it. I can respect somebody having a fortitude and just the ability to just kind of not allow the system and the industry and some of the negative experiences and things that they had to deal with in such a public way, not allowing that to not only defeat them or overcome them, but to define them, right? To define them and to say, this is what you should be doing, especially since you're a woman of color in the industry dominated by men, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't let those things define her, man. So yeah, shout out to her for that. Let me know what y'all think about this. Y'all think she'll do 300, or if not, what do you think she'll do in her first week? Drop your comments in the comment section below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll check y'all in the next one.